Speaking with Brian Sanchez again. How you doing, Brian?
Doing great.
So I'm really interested to hear your update. You've been on TRT now for 15 weeks. You're still feeling really good, right? You've had some blood work done. So give us an update.
Say right now, I can tell you that it's working. Week 15 just started for me with the TRT program. I did do a self-imposed break for 2 weeks, just because I just wanted to see what would happen, and really so I could learn from not ingesting or taking TRT for 2 weeks. I didn't feel a change in my body at all. In fact, everything just kept going in the same direction. And that probably has a lot to do with the doses I'm using and things like that. Now, doses are going to be different for everybody. Make sure you check with your doctor and they'll get that all dialed in. The big thing for me was I wanted clarity in my life, and TRT I thought would do that. Here's what's really interesting. My wife said to me this past week, we were traveling, and she said to me, do you realize that in the last 15 weeks that you have not had a bad day? And I looked at her and I laughed. What that means to me is I suffered a lot, anxiety, depression, things like that. And it was always a mind screw is the best way to describe it. And it was really hard for me sometimes. And those days that were really tough for me, I would let her know. And that's when I'd be down here doing some powerlifting and things like that, just trying to get energy going again. Since I started my program, and my wife is absolutely correct, and I will tell you, I have not had a day in which anxiety and depression has overcome and attacked me. I have such mental clarity. It's insane. It is life-changing, and I'm very excited about it. Some of the others
happy too, right?
She's very happy because I'm not, pardon my language, I'm not running around going, ooh, I don't feel good today. So she's very happy. And there's other benefits to TRT. Anyways, the anxiety and depression's gone. Sleeping is fantastic right now. Appetite. For me, I have to watch what I'm eating because my appetite is through the roof right now. I can eat from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. So I really do have to balance it out because I'm no longer powerlifting. As you guys, if you've been following this in our discussions, I stopped that last year. So I went into a different style of working out, a normal style, if you will, a very common style of splits. And, but my body hasn't stopped changing, and it's changing more in the sense, I mean, maybe hypertrophy would be the word. My workouts are insane. My sleeping is fantastic. We were at a wedding this last week, and it was funny because I had been tried on the suit I was going to wear, I'm going to say 20 weeks ago. And I couldn't get it buttoned, my pants. And I laughed. I said, well, I got to go on a diet. And through this, the pants fit just fine now. Well, the one thing I didn't do is I didn't try on my jacket. And I put it on the day before the wedding. And I laughed because through my midriff, it fits just fine. In fact, it's loose. What I didn't expect was that my shoulders had volumized. My calves have volumized. My chest has volumized, and I'm not lifting for that purpose. So the testosterone has changed my body. And of course, I'm taking a very strict vitamin regimen that the doctor prescribed as well. So I'm on a lot of different vitamins that I'm taking, and I'm eating a little bit differently, if you will. So my upper body has made some very tremendous changes, and so has my lower body, to where my waistline's gone down. And I'm not even going to say I've lost any more weight since I started. I did initially, but the change in my muscular structure is now something I'm starting to notice. And I feel fantastic. That's all I can say. Look, I'm 55 years old. I'm hoping to live to 75, 80. I don't want to walk around for the next 25, 30 years wishing I made these changes in life. and to where I can't move very well, and I'm always depressed, and I'm like, oh, getting old sucks. I don't want to live that way. If this is going to work and it's going to carry me through those next 25, 30 years, and it gives me this clarity of life, I'm all in. It's that simple.
Yeah. So last thing, Brian, you were taking kind of a high dose to start. You had blood work. Tell us about your blood work. What your readings were.
So my estrogen is in the low 20s right now. My testosterones, the two scales we had was obviously 0 to 1500, and the other one was 0 to 50. I think it was my free testosterone, and I am at the absolute high end on my testosterone levels, and I am taking a bigger dose. That was by design because we did want me to trim down, which is happening, and my metabolism is just ramped up right now. We are going to reduce it. That is the plan. I'm going to go into some maintenance mode here, but we're going to extend the higher dose probably through July. It'd be my guess. And I have my next appointment with the doctor at the end of July. And that's where I believe we'll make that adjustment in the level of testosterone. And there are two other medicines. I know one is Clomid that I had taken, which a lot of people don't take it. A lot of medical guys say you don't need it. So I think that's why my estrogen is actually lower than what I expected it to be.
Sure it is.
And then I do take another one that has to do with managing my testicles, if you will. And I think I'm going to be coming off of that as well, because I do know that through certain natural things and vitamins, I can manage that just fine, and you don't have to take a prescription for that. So with that said, everything is going in the right direction. Now, I hesitate sometimes if people ask me how much do I take. It's different for everybody. You really have to make sure that just because Brian, me, is taking this amount does not mean you take that amount. Whereas Steve takes this amount. Steve can probably put in a third because his body reacts so well and get the same levels of clarity that I do with a third of what I'm taking. What I'm hoping is when we get at least half of what I'm taking into my body, I really truly think I'll be at an optimum level where my testosterone's flowing around the 700-800 numbers. Right now it's way higher than that, but that's on purpose.
The scale, it sounds like you're looking at a different scale that goes up to 1500. Normal scale is 300 to 900. I am on a smaller dose. My testosterone's really low without TRT, but that small dose takes me right to the top of the scale. And that's, most people aren't going to be like that, but that's how it is for me. My dose is 100 milligrams a week, which is definitely on the lower side. Most doctors will have men start higher than that, but I've never had to go really above that, 100, 120 milligrams a week. And you're right, everyone's different. You guys see your doctor, and find a good doctor that's a hormone specialist if you want to look into this for yourself. Important.
Well, and I've been sharing a lot with guys because they're asking me questions because they're seeing some differences in me. And you got to remember, for men, we always man up and we don't necessarily take care of ourselves. It's just the way guys are. They don't like going to doctors. They can do this themselves. They can figure out life, and it is what it is. I get that, but you have to realize, guys, and we're really no different as a human being. We always talk about the female body and how it changes through life's change when they're going through menopause and things like that. Look, guys' bodies change too, and it stops creating things within your system. You have to check this out. You have to find out. You need to know what your heart's doing. You need to know what your lipids are. You need to know what your testosterone levels are and your estrogen levels. Because when you optimize all this, you will create a healthier lifestyle for you.
That's right. And most of it can be done with diet and natural supplements. Well, it's great to hear your update. Brian, thanks for giving that to us.
Take care, everybody.